In the ruins of ancient Mesopotamia, archaeologists have uncovered thousands of clay tablets covered in cuneiform script. These tablets, some over 5,000 years old, tell a story that challenges everything we think we know about human origins. They speak of beings called the Anunnaki, advanced extraterrestrial visitors who came to Earth, genetically modified primitive humans, and ruled as gods for millennia before departing, leaving behind only myths, monuments, and mysteries. According to these ancient texts, we are not the product of natural evolution. We are a hybrid species, created by alien geneticists to serve as a slave. The word Anunnaki comes from ancient Sumerian, meaning those who came from heaven to earth. In the earliest written records of human civilization, these beings are described not as mythological gods, but as physical entities with advanced technology who directly intervened in human development. The Sumerians, who emerged around 4500 BCE in what is now Iraq, created the world's first known civilization. They invented writing, the wheel, mathematics, astronomy, and complex urban planning, yet they insisted their knowledge came from the Anunnaki. According to Sumerian texts, the Anunnaki arrived on Earth approximately 450,000 years ago from a planet called Nibiru. They came seeking gold, which they needed to repair their planet's deteriorating atmosphere. The tablets describe how the Anunnaki initially mined gold themselves, but the work was grueling. After thousands of years, the worker Anunnaki rebelled against their leaders. The solution, according to these texts, was to create a primitive worker, humanity. The chief scientist among the Anunnaki, known as Enki, allegedly took the genetic material of existing hominids and combined it with Anunnaki DNA, creating modern humans as a hybrid species designed for labor. The most detailed account of human creation comes from the Atrahasis epic, a Babylonian text based on earlier Sumerian sources. It describes how Enki and the goddess Ninmah created humans by mixing clay, genetic material, from earth with the essence of the gods. Let them bear the yoke of the gods, the text states. Let man carry the toil of the gods. This isn't metaphorical language about divine breath or spiritual creation. The tablets describe a deliberate biological process involving genetic material, gestation periods, and multiple attempts to perfect the hybrid species. Zecharia Sitchin, the scholar who brought the Anunnaki theory to modern attention, spent decades translating Sumerian texts. His interpretation suggests that these weren't religious myths, but historical records of actual genetic engineering. According to Sitchin's translations, the Anunnaki created several versions of humans before achieving their desired result. Early attempts produced beings that were too primitive or couldn't reproduce. The final version, modern humans, was designed to be intelligent enough for complex labor, but not so advanced as to threaten their creators. Critics argue that Sitchin mistranslated key passages and imposed modern concepts onto ancient texts. However, his core observation remains compelling. Sumerian creation myths describe biological processes that sound remarkably like genetic engineering. If the Anunnaki theory is true, it would explain several puzzling aspects of human evolution and ancient history. First, the sudden appearance of modern humans. Archaeological evidence shows that anatomically modern humans appeared relatively suddenly around 200,000 years ago, with a significant leap in cognitive abilities occurring around 50,000 years ago. Dr. Lloyd Pye, who studied human origins, noted, "The transition from primitive hominids to modern humans shows gaps that are difficult to explain through gradual evolution alone. The changes in brain size, vocal apparatus, and cognitive abilities happened remarkably quickly in evolutionary terms." Second, the genetic bottleneck. DNA studies show that all modern humans descend from a surprisingly small population, possibly as few as 10,000 individuals. This suggests a dramatic population reduction or a limited founding population, consistent with the creation of a new hybrid species. Third, the presence of junk DNA. Humans carry genetic sequences that appear to serve no function. Some researchers suggest this could be evidence of genetic manipulation, leftover code from the engineering process. The Anunnaki theory also offers explanations for ancient megalithic structures that seem beyond the capabilities of primitive civilizations. The precision of the pyramids, the massive stones of Baalbek, the intricate carvings of Göbekli Tepe, all could be explained by advanced Anunnaki technology or human workers directed by beings with superior knowledge. Ancient texts consistently describe the gods possessing flying vehicles, powerful weapons, and the ability to communicate across vast distances. The Sumerian term Din-Gir, usually translated as God, literally means righteous ones of the bright pointed objects, possibly referring to spacecraft. The tablets also describe conflicts between different factions of Anunnaki, including wars fought with weapons that could destroy entire cities. The biblical account of Sodom and Gomorrah, the Hindu descriptions of Vimanas and devastating weapons, and similar stories worldwide might be cultural memories of Anunnaki conflicts. According to the texts, the Anunnaki eventually departed Earth, but not before establishing human civilizations and leaving behind selected humans to serve as intermediaries, the origin of royal bloodlines and priestly classes. Modern Anunnaki theorists suggest that these beings never truly left. Instead, they continue to influence human affairs through hybrid bloodlines that have maintained power throughout history. This theory attempts to explain the concentration of wealth and power among certain families, the coordination of global events, and the apparent suppression of technologies that could benefit humanity. Some researchers point to the Rh-negative blood type, found in about 15% of humans, as potential evidence of Anunnaki genetics. People with Rh-negative blood cannot receive transfusions from Rh-positive donors, suggesting a different evolutionary origin. The scientific community largely rejects the Anunnaki theory, citing lack of physical evidence for ancient astronauts and the ability of conventional archaeology to explain human development. Dr. Michael Shermer, a prominent skeptic, argues, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. While ancient texts are fascinating, they don't constitute proof of extraterrestrial intervention. Human creativity and gradual technological development can explain our achievements. However, recent discoveries have added complexity to the debate. The rapid development of genetic engineering, CRISPR technology, and our growing understanding of DNA manipulation make the concept of ancient genetic modification seem less fantastical. In 2010, scientists successfully created synthetic life forms by inserting artificial DNA into bacterial cells. If we can manipulate genetics today, why couldn't an advanced civilization have done so 200,000 years ago? The discovery of the Denisovans and evidence of interbreeding between multiple hominid species also shows that human evolution was more complex than previously thought, with genetic mixing playing a crucial role in our development. Whether or not the Anunnaki literally created humanity, their story raises profound questions about our origins and purpose. If we are the product of genetic engineering rather than natural evolution, what does that mean for our understanding of consciousness, free will, and our place in the universe? The Anunnaki narrative suggests that humanity's drive to explore space, our fascination with technology, and our sense that we don't quite belong on this planet might be genetic memories of our cosmic origins. Perhaps most importantly, the Anunnaki theory forces us to consider that we might not be alone in the universe, and that our relationship with other intelligent life might be far more complex and ancient than we imagine. The clay tablets of Mesopotamia continue to yield secrets as scholars develop better translation techniques and archaeological methods. Each new discovery adds pieces to a puzzle that began with humanity's first written words. Whether the Anunnaki were literal extraterrestrial geneticists or symbolic representations of humanity's relationship with the divine, their story remains one of the most compelling explanations for the mysteries of human origins. In the end, we may be forced to confront a truth more extraordinary than fiction, that we are not the masters of our own creation, but the products of an intelligence far greater than our own. Thanks for watching Dark Thoughts, where we delve into the shadows of reality that others are afraid to explore. Like most topics we cover, today's was recommended by you. So if there's a story you'd like me to cover, Leave your suggestions in the comments below. So until next time, question everything, fear nothing, and remember, the darkest thoughts often lead to the brightest truths.